Hello, good afternoon to all. Welcome to today's presentation, the best software to design photovoltaic systems InSun. We know that it's a really busy time, it's end of the year. Thank you all for taking time out and being here with us. So for all those who don't know me, I'm Elona Tucila. I'm a marketing manager here at Ballast. Today with me is Fabrizio. He's technical support at InSun. He will explain more in details about InSun. Hello, Fabrizio.
Yeah, hello everyone. It is a pleasure for me to be here to help you with this webinar.
Thank you for being here today. It's a great pleasure to have you here. So just to let you know, you have chat there in our platform. You can write all the time your questions. If we don't make it to answer to you during the webinar, we will do it for sure after we finish. So don't hesitate, you can write all the time, okay? And we will answer to you. So just to make sure, do you all hear me? Do you confirm so you can write me? So I guess yes, I see a yes here, so everybody can hear me, so we can proceed. But before we start, I have a question. So I'd like to ask to you all if you already knew some ballast or not. So let's go with the first question. I'll show it to you. Okay. So let's wait just a couple of seconds so everybody can complete this one. Okay, so I guess we can close it. Okay, let's share it with everyone. We see we have almost 80% that know us. That's a great thing, in fact. For all those who don't know us, I'd like to do a short presentation of our company, briefly. So let's proceed. Here we have a video of installation. Just a second, I'll share it with you. So it's installed in Italy. To present a little bit our company, we are an Italian company. We are based in Italy. We produce the mounting system for solar panels. It's a concrete system that acts as a structure and as an extra weight itself. So we are based in Italy, and we have more than 30 employees here. And we have a branch in Albania as well, where we have other more than 30 employees. So in total, we are 60 employees who work every day to offer you the best service. Now, we being specialized in flat roofs, we can offer you more than 40 models. We have grouped them all in 4 systems that I explain you in details, 4 of them. So the first one is standard system. It's a system, it's a single row system. The rows are divided between them, or there are space. It's the most suitable solution when it comes to obstacles on the roof, like chimneys, skylights, etc., and you have to avoid them. The second system is sail system. It's called in this way because there is no space between the roof, between the rows, and it makes it very easy to install when you need to put the maximum power in less space. The third system is Connect system. It is well known for its resistance because it's a grid of panels and ballast put together, and it is even the weight is distributed in the roof, and it makes the system very light to use in your projects. And the last one, it's East-West system. It is well known for when we have the bad orientation of the building and we need to put more modules in the roof as well, because there is no need to leave space between the modules. You just have to put the ballast back to back to each other, and you have done an East-West system. And when you need to produce energy in a continuum mode, so that's it, our request system. Now, I'd like to explain, except that we offer you free technical support service. What does this mean? So anytime that you might have any project working with, we have a technical office that works all day for you to offer the best service, to do the best solution for you, and so on. So what do we offer in the technical report that is completely free from our technical office? The first thing is we offer you the technical drawing of the system. So we do the design for you, we do the wind load calculation, we do the weight distributed in the roof as well. But we need some information to do that. So it's the height of the building, if there is any parapet on the roof, the address of the installation, so we can do all these calculations. And based on this technical drawing, we receive a bill of material that are all the materials that you need to use to do the installation. The third is sizing calculation you get in the technical report. And if there is any need from you to have a certified and signed technical report, we can offer you that for sure. And the last thing that we offer to all our clients is phone support. So anytime that you might have anything that you see it's not going good or you need assistance, you can always call us and we will be very happy to help you. So now with all I said, I'd like to pass the word to Fabrizio. But firstly, before, I'd like to ask you a question. So let me share the question with you. Did you already know InSun or not? So let's see if let's see the answers. Okay. So we can close it. Perfect. I see that we have 80%, 86% of the people didn't know InSun. So that's a great opportunity for you, Fabrizio. So you can get all them to know InSun. So now I'll pass the word to Fabrizio and he can explain in details what InSun offers to you and everything else. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Again, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you. And yeah, I guess this is a good opportunity to me to explain what InSun can offer to all the customer, all the users. I would like to share my screen. Yeah, perfect. Here we go. Can you see the screen? Can you confirm it? It's are you watching the screen?
Yes, yes, Fabrizio, we can see
all
you.
Right. I'm sorry. I wanted just to be sure.
Yes,
all right.
yes,
so thank you, Gabe, for the introduction. It's always a good opportunity to work with some Ballast because we have a really good agreement. So it's beautiful to be here. Thank you all to be here as well. Just a couple of words before to start with the presentation. First of all, what is InSun? InSun is an extremely complete and extremely reliable photovoltaic design platform. I'm talking about reliability because just a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, we have received a validation from the Fraunhofer, which many of you already know, I guess, which is the leading research organization in Europe. And this is a really important value for us. They validate all the calculation and all the algorithms that InSun use to provide the specific production of the plant. So for us, it's wonderful to have this. Another important thing to say, as you can read here, that InSun is completely free of charge platform. So you can just go on the website, create an account and release the project and use the full version of InSun without any kind of limitations. It's completely free of charge. So I invite you to go on the website to register and to start to use this platform. We create the platform for the designers, giving them a complete tool to manage a project from the beginning of the project to arrive at the end, and with the end I mean to the calculation of the return on investment. So with InSun you can do pretty everything you could need. For the distributors, it becomes a fundamental tool because they can manage the request and the quotes directly and in a very quick way, straight with the developer of the project. So it is really important even for the distributors. And finally, for the manufacturers, because with InSun they can just publish and manage the whole catalogs and the whole products that you can use in InSun. When you use InSun, you will find all the products of the manufacturers. Just a couple of numbers about InSun. That is a community, is a growing community. Every day we are growing up. Today we can see that we are almost at 22,000 of users spread all over the world, so from Australia to Brazil, because with InSun is it possible to create and manage project in every corner of the world actually. So again, I want to invite you to register and try to use the InSun right away. Just the last thing that you will have, even the tutorials, that today we have English and Italian tutorials, so most of you should already be covered. All right, after that I would like to start. Here we go. InSun login is the first thing that you need to do. I have, of course, already an account, so here you will find my file manager. The first thing to do for create project is click on new, and you will find here the Google Maps. So InSun is based on Google Maps, so you can go and looking for the address of your interest in. In this case, I have already selected one that I think could be pretty good to show you something today, which is this one here. So after you search for your address, or you can even use the coordinates if you prefer, you have to place the flag on the building, give a name to this project that today we'll call it Sun Ballast. A reference you have to put as well, webinar. If you want a description, and click on create. Right now the software is cutting out a portion of the map that we have selected and is downloading all the information about the weather, about the elevation, about the relief, and all that data that could be really useful in order to give a really accurate project. Here you can see the map. We are working on a 3D environment, so we can just move and go on the 3D. There are a couple of things that I want to show you. The first thing is that you can activate the horizon, and you will find the real horizon that you have in this location. With the horizon, you have activated even the elevation, so the solar orbits. You can see the sun moving on its orbits during the hour of the day, or even during the day of the year. You can even, deactivating the horizon, you can even activate the elevation. Again, this is the real that you have in this location. So you will find all the relief that could or could not have a shadow impact on your building. So it's nice to see how the sun move behind the mountains and follow its orbits. All right, so going back to the 2D mode, again, select the map, This is on the menu. This is all the tools that you have about the environment. Moving on this icon right here, you will have all the information about the location, and the most important thing is about the weather, so the meteo provider. We offer to our account Meteornorm, that is a really good provider, but you have even the possibility to activate and use Solcast, which is one of the best in the world, that offer really accurate data that are really important to have a project done as important. So again, we will choose Meteornorm for this project today, and let's start to see how you have to do the real project. So on the second icon, you will find the preset shapes, or you have even the possibility to draw a freehand shape. In this case, we selected a rectangle, I would say, so we can just drag and drop this shape on our scene. And now we have to go to cover our building. In this way, we can rotate it, the shape, and we can resize it. Just going to cover all the roof, the coverage that we need. This way here, and again on the other hand here. If you have the measure, the right measure of the building, you could even click here and insert the right measurement of the building, so you can be really accurate with this. At this point, we can already go to create our building. In this way, clicking on the shape, you will find two icons right here. The first one is about the residential type. The second one is about the industrial type. Which one is the difference? The difference, of course, is about the roof, the different kind of roof. So you will find within the residential type, you will find the double slope, the single slope, the auto parapet if you have a parapet, or automatic type. That means one slope for each side. Or on the other hand, you can go on the industrial type. Here you will find again a lot of kind of roof, actually all the type of roof that you could find in realty. So like barrel roof, slope, shed, or flat roof. In this case, of course, we are going to use the flat roof. First of all, because we are working with a real flat roof, and most important, because we are working with some ballast today. So I'll show you later how to install the sun ballast structure. We need just a couple of parameters to create the building, the wall height and the parapet height. Always if you have, in this case, we have a parapet. So let's insert, I would say 8 meter of height and 0.3 of parapet should be okay. So create building. Right now we can see that we have already created a building. Just in few seconds we have done what we need. Clicking on the building, we can activate the transparency. Why we need to do it? Because we could have some obstacles on the roof. In this way we can see it, and we can go and apply any kind of objects. In this way, on the last icon, you will find the objects for the roof, the objects for the wall, like windows and doors, and the trees. All those elements that could have a shadow impact on your building and so on your system. So in this case, I want to put a couple of these. Just drag and drop within your scene in this way here. And every object you can of course resize it. So clicking on this, you can go to follow the real one, this side and the other side as well. You can duplicate any kind of object that you have in your scene in this way here. Everything is really easy to do. resize as well in this way. Very good. Remove the transparency and just more light, and move again on the 3D and resize the head as well. You can input, of course, measurements on any kind of obstacles that you go to insert. Let's say 2.5 and 2.5 as well on this side here. Very good. I want to insert a couple of trees as well, just to show you that it's really, really easy. You can select it. You can even resize straight from here. You don't need to do from the scene. You can just take and drop within the scene. Duplicate one here, and you can put another one right here. All right, so as you can see, in just a couple of minutes, we have already created our scene, our environment. We are already ready to go and create our prototypes. Our prototype, what is the prototype? The prototype is the mix between the structure and between the models. So here you find the custom structures. You can create structures. If you don't find within this, we select, of course, some ballast, because as you can see, as you already know for sure, they are the leader of the ballast, and they can cover every kind of coverage. And the connect system, maybe you have seen this in the video clip before, which is one of the really, really interesting products of them. Maybe I'll show you later something with this, but for now, just select a single line ballast, I would say 5 degrees. Here you can see a preview of the structure. You can decide if you want to the disposition of the module on a landscape or portrait disposition. After selecting the structure, you can move on the models. Here again, you will find all the manufacturers. Here you will search for other manufacturers. We will select LG because they are one of our main partners, so it's good for us to show you something with them. I'm gonna select this one here, which is one of the last model that they are putting out. Here you can find some information, the main information on the model. Clicking on the eye right here, you will find a complete data sheet of the model. And if it's not enough, you can click on the model preview, and InSun is creating a 3D preview of the model. So you can just move and look for all the components. You can even explode it. So you can see the backsheet, the junction box, and the glass, and everything you could need. So after this, if we are okay with this mix that we have selected, so structure and model, we could, if we want, to rename it and create prototype. Once we have created the prototype, we will find a list of all the right here of all the prototypes that we have created. So of course we can have infinity of them. Selecting it, we will have two ways to put them on the roof: the manual way or the fitting way. I will show you the fitting way. This is it's really quick and it's a really good way. Before to do this, there are a couple of things that I want to show you. The first is that you can go and analyze this surface right here, going on the on this icon here and selecting the field. You can activate a process. Actually, what is InSun doing? He is calculating all the shadow impacts that you will have on this surface, and it's doing that based on all the hour during the day, during the whole year. So it's calculating a lot of points just to give a really accurate calculation of the shadow impact that you will have. So you could, or you can already know if this is or not a good place to go to place your models. It could take, of course, a bit of time for two reasons. The first one is because it's a really complicated calculation that is made. The second one is that InSun works just on cloud. So when you use it, you will not download nothing on your computer. Everything is made on cloud. So of course, it depends even from your the internet connection. Of course, you have to have a pretty good connection. Anyway, you have just to wait a bit, but it's not that much. Just a sec again. It's even a pretty big area could be, so. You can see even the movement of the shadow. So
as you can
here we go.
understand.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Great. No, I was just saying that being that we are live, there is it needs some time to get all the information. It's
Yeah.
now you can proceed. Go.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, so as I was saying, here you will find the irradiation that you have on this surface here. Of course, the red zone are the zone with more irradiation, but you can even calculate by go with this icon here. You can move on the zones and see the difference of irradiation that you have. Something more that you can do is based on this kind of irradiation, you could create an area on which you will place the models. So you could already deny some kind of zone. I would say, for example, if I click on here, or if I put a value and click on generate area, I will see an area automatically created from InSun that deny already the area that I don't want to use. So in this way, you can already know where to go to place your models. After we have done the irradiation, we can move back on our prototype and decide to create an offset, a new area, I mean, to place the prototypes. Because maybe we want to leave some space between the parapet and between the models, or because there is some law in that place that we have to do it, or anything else. So we could, again, select the field and say, I want to leave 1.5 meters on each side. So you will find on each side the space that we have input here. The same thing you can do with the obstacles. So you will have an offset. We could say 1 meter from here, and you will see this. And the same thing on the other side here, apply. Now we have the last area that we have created to go to place our prototype. So let's place them. Here again, you find the prototype that we have created, fitting, click here, calculate. What InSun do is plate, of course, the models looking at south, of course, but we can even decide to align them to one of our edge. Clicking on one arrow, we will see the system aligned to this edge here. We have a lot of parameters that we could enter, like max power kilowatt peak. It means that now with all these models, we got a power of more than 100 kilowatt peak. But we could say, for example, I don't want a more than 90 kilowatt. Calculate again, and you can see that the system removed some of them. Another thing that we can do is decide how many modules do we want per any row. I would say, for example, not more than 10 modules per row, and leave between them 12 meters of distance. Calculate again. Here you can see that we have created two main section of panels. When we are okay with this preview, we can click on place, and the system gives us a new field definition. So what does it mean? It means that we have to rename the field if we want. Of course, we will call it flat, and we have to insert to define the temperatures. So we can use it the NOT temperatures or some temperatures that are the standards, or we can even decide to custom if we want to customize it. We will go with the NOT, so save field, and right now we have our modules placed on the roof. Another important thing that we can do is decide for the type of coverage of our building. Why? Because with InSun we can even go to define the static calculation. So it could be important even for a scenic reason, for a view reason, even for the static calculation. It is important to define the kind of roof that we have. So we could have different kind of materials that we can change in this way, so you will find pretty everything you could need. Like this one here. All right. So after this, I want to show you something really important that we have done with some Ballast. We can already export the bill of material. When you do this with some Ballast, which again is one of our main partners, you will find something really important. So first of all, you will find the bill of material of all those components that you have used in your project. But not just that, because you can even find the already calculated the transport fee or the packing fee. This transport fee is not casual, of course, is based on the location on which we are realizing the project. So you here have already a bill of material that is accurate and is for sure the real one that you will have with that kind of project. Here you can see two important things. The first one here is as I said before, we have realized this project without the static calculation. So some Ballast word us and saying, yeah, it's your responsibility to make it because we don't calculate the static. So what we can do now, we could click on request validation, and InSun shared the project that you have made straight with the technical support, some Ballast technical support. They will check your project and they will send you back a report, technical report, on which they say that the static is validated, and so you can go on with this project. I want to show you why we are, because we are talking about the static. I want to show you a couple of things about the static, about how it works. So moving here, we have first thing, as I said before, just we have to decide to assign the material. After that, click on next. Make a query. This query is about the wind speed and the snow load, of course, for this specific location that we have here. We can decide we have to input the parameters for the static. So we have put 8 meters for the height of the building. So we can see right now the pressure, the different area of pressure that we have on the building, that of course are gonna change if we change the parameters. I mean, now it's 8-meter height, but if we put 25 meters, for example, of course change the area of pressure, they become higher, and even could change if you go to change the area, or you can decide distance from the sea. All those parameters that are really important to define the static calculation. All this calcul is based on the CNR, but with some ballast, again, we have done something really important, that is custom the area that with some ballast is a way rigid than the CNR. So with them, you are still more assured that everything is gonna be good. After deciding for the area, you can click on next and decide if you want or if you don't want to apply some more heavy, some more ballast. In this way, clicking on the bar, you could decide on the red, yellow, and green, for example, apply more bars, more heavy. And you can see straight on the project the difference with the bars. And again, we could even decide to apply the cable win, this time even on the blue one. What is the cable win? The cable win is a system of ballast, so it's more heavy applied to the structure, but in plus have even the possibility to pass the cables in it. So this project will be really ordered in the reality. All right, so let's confirm it. I want to show you again that if we export another time the bill of material, we will find some difference. Sorry, my fault. Perfect. You will see in the new bill of material that we are going to export that you will find the new components that we have insert. In this case, the cable wins right here and here the kit. This time we don't see the right about the static calculation, but again we need to ask the validation straight from the some ballast team. All right, so we can move on and move on the electrical part. To start the electrical part, the main thing, the really important thing that we have to do is to calculate the shading on the modules. So the same thing that we have done before with the surface, we have to do it now with the panels, with the modules that we have installed. So again, clicking on the analysis icon, this time selecting the flat, that is the field that we have released before, simulate shading, and we will see all the shadow impact that we could have on our project. So as same as before, just a few seconds, because it's a really heavy calculation that InSun is made right now. But for what is done is not that much, I can say. Right here we can see the irradiation that we have on the panels. So 100% of course is the most one, the big one. It means that they are completely irradiate. Here we can see 95%, 96, or on this side here you will find 85%. It is because of course of these structures right here. There is a really important thing that I want to show you, that we even calculate the mismatch between the cell level and the diode level. In this way, here as at the cell level, if we click on diode, we can see that in this case we have even half cell, so it's still more evident. You can see the difference, and you can really decide if it's better to to leave or to delete one of more panels, or you can decide to install an optimizer system, or you can do pretty everything right now. Even right now, you can go and modify your project. All right, after this, we can move on the electrical part. So this icon here with the inverters, select our field, and we can find here that we have some filters that we can input for go to search our inverter. Here you will find the data about the project that we have created. So right now we have 220 modules per 88 power kilowatt peak. So we could insert that I want to see just from 30, let's say, to 88 kilowatt peak, three phase, of course. You can even decide for the phase neutral. Go to inverter, and here, as same as before, you will find all the manufacturers, and you can decide and go with one inverter. In this case, we got 88 kilowatt peak power, so I think we could even select this one here. Yeah, in fact, is 44 kilowatt peak max power. So we will use two inverters that they should be enough. Clicking on calculate, InSun move us on another page, which is that one where we can assign the MPPT of the inverters. So we will see all the MPPT of the inverters and assign them to our strings, to our models, to our plant. So just a second, is again moving and calculating how to divide the strings. Here is the number of inverters that InSun suggests to us. In this case, do 2, of course. Let's confirm. Here we can see the first inverter and the second inverter with the 2 MPPT for each, MPPT1, MPPT2, MPPT1, MPPT2. We could or go freehand to assign the modules, or we can click on calculate, and let's see how the InSun assign the modules. In this way, I think that could be really good. 45, 45, 40, 56, 56, maybe sorry, I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe we can do 45 and 55, 50, I'm sorry, 54 and 56 right here, and 54, yeah, so we divide precise 110 here and 110 here. So we satisfied all our models. When we are okay with this configuration, we can click on apply our field, and we will find here our 2 inverters, and we can decide if we want to apply some stream box. We're not doing in this case, and we can go and place our inverters on the scene in this way here. As the same as before, just drag and drop the inverter within the scene. One here and the second one right here. Assign all fields, and here you can see the cabling of our project. So how InSun decide to pass the cables. You can even change, of course, the distribution. So it could be vertical or horizontal, for example. Yeah, like this. You can see here is the difference. And when we are okay with this part, let's save configuration. All right, here you will find the configuration, and actually we have already finished with all the project that we have created. Just one thing really important, just remember to save as any program, any software you have to do it sometimes. There is another thing that I would like to show you. Going back to the configuration, I'm sorry, I want to delete it because there is something that I want to show you really important. So again, let's do really fast the same thing that we have already done. Calculate. So you will see again how it works. That is not that bad. Calculate. Yeah, the same thing as before. Okay, so place the inverter number 1, place the inverter number 2, assign all fields. There is another thing that you can do. Maybe it's not this the case, but I want to show you because it could be really useful, is that you can even decide to install some cable ducts. It's really easy to do. You have just to click on this icon here, and you can draw. Is a sketch tool, so you can draw your ducts from the place that you more need. That could be here, and another one that could be on this side here. Let's say like this. Perfect. What you have to do now is to assign a part of the modules, a part of the cables to these cable ducts, and the same with the other one. So if we click on one of those, which is this one here, and click on the ducts, click on assign, you can see the green tick right here, that it means that we have assigned it. Let's do the same on this other side. Perfect. Assign all fields again, and you will see that all the cables go through the cable ducts that we have installed. Another more thing really important in this case, because we used the cable winds of some ballast, you will see the cable going through these cable winds of the ballast, which is really good, I think. All right, so let's save again, just to be sure that we are not gonna lose anything. It's important to save at this point because now we are going to. I'm sorry, there is something that I haven't done, so I'm so sorry for this. I have to do it again. So just wait me 1 more minute. I'll be really fast. I don't need to do again with the cable wheel because I saved the project, but it could happen that the configuration wasn't saved. So give me just 1 more second. All right. 1, 2, assign, save configuration. All right, here we go. Right now we are ready to go and export and see our summary. In the summary, that means all the documents that InSun is going to export. You can even decide to export 2D drawings and a single line diagram. Yeah, let's save again. The 2D drawings, it means that you can see and download the drawings in DWG file or AutoCAD or PDF file, and the same with the single line diagram, which is for the electrical part, of course. Again, the software shows us a bill of material, this time not just about the structure, but about all the components that we have used during our project. So from the modules to the connector and the cables, inverter, and go on. So you can find everything here. Clicking on next, this time InSun is exporting all the whole documents about the project. All the documents that you will find here, you will able to download it, to print it. You can just give right straight to your final customer, which is, I think, a really important value, because with this software, which is just one software, you could do everything from the beginning of the project to the export of the documentation. So you don't need to use other software to go to take other information on other parts on other websites. You will find everything here, and you will be sure that everything that is here is completely confirmed from the manufacturers of the products that you are using. So here we have the main documentation. This part is about the project that we have created. So here you can find the nominal power. The most important data that you can find here is the specific production and the annual production. Here you will see the provider method that we have used, that is methanol in this case. Here, a couple of graphs about the weather. So the temperature, average temperature, mean and max temperature. And here the global irradiation on the horizontal plane or on the inclined plane. Moving here, you will find other information here about the elevation. This is a really good graph, elevation of the sun. The modules, here you will find the kind of the power of the modules and the cell type and so on. Here the information about the inverters that we have used, divided by the MPPT 1212. And here the most important graphs that we have here about the energy production. So you will find here the annual production that you will have divided month by month, or the annual yield. And you can even find, that is really, really important, all the losses that you will have on your project. So the losses due to the far shading or the near shading, the soiling and snow, which is really important, but still more important, as I showed you before, is the one about the mismatch. So again, we calculate the mismatch, which is a really, really important value. All right, moving on, after the system yield, we can activate the self-consumption part, which is really important, because here we can go to insert the consumption of our building. Of course, more will be prices, more will be accurate, and more will be accurate in the response that we will have. Let's wait a second. It's loading perfect right here. We have two ways to define the consumption, or calculate, or still better, we can upload the profile. If you have the CSV file, you can load it, you can upload it, and you will be sure that is done in a really, really good way. If you don't have that, you can just decide to calculate. You can decide the type of installation, if it's a residential, or you have even the possibility to custom it. And you can decide to import the consumption, annual consumption, divided by bands or not divided by bands. So I mean, here insert your consumption, or divided by bands. You can insert F1, F2, F3, so divided in ranges. Or to be still more precise, you can decide to import month by month. In this case, just to be a little bit fast, I'm gonna choose this one here, and I would say, yeah, I already have. They're just casual numbers, so just to show you what you really can do with this calculation. Here you have to decide you can or you cannot decide how you are going to spend this consumption. So if you have induction, yes or not, the pool, lights, or everything else. In this way, you immediately go to create a consumption profile that you can just see right here, divided by months. And after that, you can reload the graph and go to check for the production and for the consumption that you will have in your project. All this graph that you see here, all this calculation, again, you have the possibility to print in your summary, so to export within your documents and print everything on them. All right. Let's see, you can see here monthly or yearly. Let's see on the annual base. You will see the production and the consumption on this graph here. The self-consumption is the green one, is 53%. Here you will see the load profile, the average consumption, or the average production. You will find everything here. Again, you could print in the summary, but you have even the possibility to add a storage system for this project. You can simulate what could happen with a storage system. So let's select 24 kilowatt, and let's see what happens if we reload the graph again. This time we will see that we will have even some storage, some energy in our storage. So let's wait a second to see the new graph. Of course, sometimes you have to wait a bit for the loading, but again, you cannot see right now, but behind there are a lot of calculation that InSun is made right now, because everything that we change is making a lot of things behind what we see. So we have to wait a bit, but it's worth.
Fabrizio?
Yeah, I'm here.
We are waiting. We have received a lot of questions for InSun. When we do webinars for InSun, we have so many people asking so many questions. So
yeah,
if I may,
nice.
So just let me come with a question to you. So I have a client here that is asking, how can I use drawings from architect for new buildings instead Google Maps?
Yeah, you have a lot of possibility to do this. So if I can just finish to show this graph, and then I want to go back and show you straight on the project what you can do. Give me just 1 second, and I'll show you everything. All right, thank you. So just a really fast thing here, that you can see the storage that we have had. So you will see the different production, and that is going to be used during the night. Later, I'm going to show you the financial part. So let's back. You can do this if you want. At the beginning, you have the possibility. If you don't want to use the Google map, you can or decide to use other kind of maps, so other kind of providers. We of course use Google because the most of the time is the most uploaded, so it's the best one. But you could even decide to have another kind of texture or a transparent background. The important thing to answer the question is that you can load any kind of media, so I mean DWG media or some image that could be the plant of the system of the plant of the building that you want to create. So you can just upload this media and go to realize the building on this on this image that you upload. So hopefully was this the the answer for the question. If do you think it's okay, I go on, or do you have some other questions?
So Fabrizio, you can help us with the question that I did earlier?
Yeah, I already answered, but I can repeat if you want, that it is possible to add any kind of media, so you can upload any kind of media. So you are not going to use the map, the Google Maps, but you will use your image or your plant and to use it to go to draw on it your building.
Great.
Okay.
So I have another question that is asking, can I download InSun and use it for free then?
No, not because it's working just on a cloud system. So you will not download it because it's made like this. So it's not possible to downloading. You will use it just on cloud. Again, of course, for free. It will be always for free, but you have to do it on cloud.
Yeah, so no need to download anything. You just have to have an internet connection, and you can always work.
Of course. Yeah, you're right. You need just to have an internet connection. Of course, if it's fast, if it's good, it's better. But that's it.
Okay. So another question is, do you offer technical support for those who start using InSun?
Yeah, this is a really good question, because we do, of course we do, but that will be based on some plans that we are going to put out in January. So from the beginning of the next year, the support will be the only thing that will be unpaid, because it's something that is extra from the project. So you will have the tickets, some tickets. It depends, of course, from the plans that you choose. You have this ticket that you can open, and we will help you in the best way as possible. So you could even decide to share your project with us. We could do together. We will have even a plan that we realize for you the project. So you will have really good support. From January we'll release these plans, and that will be the only thing that you will pay if you want. Of course, the software again is completely free and will be free forever.
Okay, great to know that, Fabrizio. Thank you. So I have another question here. So it's he says also for microinverters of AP systems.
Sorry, can you repeat, please, the question?
Also for microinverters of AP system, when you're doing the electrical part of the system. Yeah, that's the question. So
yeah,
if it's not complete, we can redo the question to the client, and we can answer via mail if it's.
Of course, I will answer by email, but with the technical part, you can do pretty everything. You will find any kind of inverters. So for any kinds of plants, of project, I mean, it will be really complete. It depends even from the manufacturers that offer us the products. So you will find the products that the manufacturers wants to be inside. So but yes, anyway, yes. And again, of course, I will answer to everyone by email, even by email.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna, yeah, do you have other question, or I have just other 5 minutes?
For now, thank you for everything that you said. All other questions I will send to you via mail. We can answer to them after the webinar. So
very good. If I can, I want just to finish just 5 minutes, and I'll be over. Okay. I want to finish to show you the part of the summary, because we saw the part about the consumption, but we didn't see the part about the financial part, which is a really good, really important as well. So with InSun, you have even the possibility to simulate a financial plan, to calculate, as I said before, the return on investment that you will have, in how many years you will have, and all the part about the financial section. Activating with the tick, you can activate here all the parts that you need. Click on financial, give some seconds to load everything. Here we go. So of course, as before, more are accurate the data that you go to insert, and more accurate will be the response that you have. So in this case, you will have to insert the cost of the system for kilowatt peak, let's say 1,300 for example, and the annual fixed cost of mining tons, the annual power, I mean, all those data that could be that are really important for the system. The battery cost, if you have, and you can decide to go for a financing, inserting the amount, inserting in how many years, inserting if you have a grant or not. We could hypothesize that we have a grant based on 10 years. We will get back the 60%. Let's say, just for example, the electricity price to sell and to buy. So when you sell it, is something about this should be all those data that could be really important to calculate an accurate return on investment. So right here you will see the new graph loaded, and you will see in how many years you are going to get back your investment. Here, in this case, you can see here the yellow part is the grant that we have inserted right here. You will see that at the 9th year, you will already go positive, and you can find the total revenue that you will have in 20 years, because we selected right here 20 years. So you will have the complete return on investment based on the data that you go to insert. So again, you have to be accurate, but you can do pretty everything. Just last thing, give me just other 5 minutes. I'm sorry for this, but I want to show you the last thing that we were talking before about the connect system of Ballast. I would like to show you how you can use within the project. So one thing that you can do when you made a project is create more than one layer. It means that if I wanna take a proof with other kind of panels, other kind of tractors, I can just do it in this way. You can create a new layer, and you will find all the information, all the thing about the environment that you have made, but without the part of the project, I mean of the models and the structures. Let's create a new prototype, this time with the connect system. Let's say 5 degrees. Here you can see the connect. Yeah, again with the same modules that we have used before. Creating prototype. Here we can find the old prototype that we have done before, and here is the new one. So select the edge. You have to click on the edge to align the positioning of the models, and this time with the manual mode, we can just drag and drop the models within our scene. Again, save the field that we have created, and we can now go to edit this project, this line of system of models on both the direction. All right, so I just want to show you how you can find with how you can do with the connect system. Here you will see that you have the first ballast, the middle one, and the last. They are of course different between them. What you can do, you can go to modify the plant, the system, even going to delete some of them. Like for example, I wanna delete this, and you can see how change the distribution of the ballast. In this case, we removed the first one, so he moved the first ballast on the second line. So everything of this makes start a lot of calculation that makes the software really accurate, and you can use it and have no kind of limits, no kind of problem when you will use any kind of structure. Again, with SunBallast, we have done a really good job. So you will find that with SunBallast, all the structure perfectly insert within the InSun software. All right, I think I talked enough. I don't know if there are some other question or if I can say something else, or for me for today should be enough. I want just to remember that invite you all again to go to the website and create an account and start to use the platform and use the tutorials. So again, you will find the tutorials, Italian and English tutorials on the website. So you can do pretty everything by yourself. So you don't need to do nothing else. You have just to try.
Fabrizio, thank you for sharing information with us. You have been very useful. We have a lot of questions here, but we are out of time, so we will answer all of them by mail. So thank you for all your help. I explained, I answered some of the questions during the webinar, while you were speaking, but nice. I would like to say to all of them that even in our website, so I will share it right now with you. Even in our website, you can find our page that it's absolutely for InSun. So you just need to go to SunBallast, technical assistance, design your system, and you can find all the information about InSun. So we have even a video here that explains some details and the advantages of your software and everything and so on. So another thing to add is that we also have downloaded the brochure there, so you can get them. And the last thing that I'd like to add for InSun is that for all those who missed our webinar, we will for sure send you the link, the recorded video, so you can all see them. Okay.
Very good.
Okay, great. So Fabrizio, I will proceed with the last part of the webinar. So if you allow me. Yeah. Thank you for your...
I'm going to turn off my mix so you can speak with no problems. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Fabrizio. Now to get back, I'll go with the last part of the webinar, fields of application. Where can our ballast be used? So we have the first one that it's concrete pavement roof, as in the picture below. As you all know, our system doesn't need to be fixed on the roof. So you just have to put the sheet on the roof, the ballast on the sheet. You just have to fix the modules using the clamps, and it's done. It's very easy to install. That's why we always say that it reduces up to 70% of installation time. So the second field of application is gravel roof. You can see that's even the advantage that allows you to install this ballast in the gravel, because it doesn't need to be fixed on the roof. The third field of application is sheet. Here you have even some pictures that show you this field. What we have been asked mostly in Germany, in Austria, in Switzerland is the green roofs. So they mostly use ballast for this type of roofs because it doesn't need to be fixed, it doesn't need to be drilled the roof, and it's the perfect solution for this kind of roofs. So we have even the ground installation where it can be used. As you can see, it's prepared before the ground to do the installation, here with concrete and here with the kind of shape. And the last field of application is slightly inclined roof. So you can use our ballast in a roof with an inclination up to 5 degrees. So it's slightly inclined roof, but in this case, we suggest to use a light ballast like 0 degree or 3 degree ballast. Anyway, we have a technical office that always makes sure to offer you the best solution for every kind of project. So to sum up all we said until now, so what we did is I did a short presentation of some ballast, a short presentation of our technical assistance that is always free for you. Fabrizio helped me to present to you InSun with all the details, but as you should know, it's a software, it's very innovative, it has a lot of solutions, a lot of things to see, and it is not enough to finish all in one webinar, to see all in one webinar. So you have the page tutorials here at InSun where you can find how to do projects and so on. So I have only 2 last questions for you before we finish this webinar. So the first question is, do you already use a PV design software? So let's wait for the answer. Okay, just a couple of seconds. So let me share it with you. We have 81% yes. So now you discovered even InSun and you can use it in your designs. And the last question that I want to share with you is, which tools did you like most about InSun? So it's the design part, it's the report part, bill of materials, investment return plan. Shall be waiting just a couple of seconds so we get the answers. Okay, we can close it. Okay, let me share it with you. We see the best part, you like mostly the design part. Good to know that. So thank you all for all the answers. So now let me show you, we saw even the field of applications. Below you can find our contact details. You can send an email to us. All those who have any question, who need to deepen any topic, you can always write us. So as I mentioned before, in documents you have even our brochure in all the languages. So it's in French, in German, it's in Spanish, English as well, and Italian. So I guess we are done. Thank you for taking time out and being here with us. We will see. Fabrizio, thank you for being.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, really. It was a pleasure. Just wait for the next webinar. Will be interesting to do again.
Thank you. So even if you have any question for InSun, you can write to Marco. Marco is CEO of InSun, but even Fabrizio as well, to support.
Yeah, you will find all the contacts. I'm sorry, all the contacts on the website. So you will write straight to me or to Marco. Will be the same.
Great to know that. Okay, then I think we are done for today. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you again. Have a good day.
Have a good day to all. Have a nice weekend as well. Thank you.